Morning world, welcome to Saturday, January the 13th, and a video that will probably appeal to those folks who like things that go bang. I'll give you a clue. Got it? Some of you have. Some of you, those of you that have been around for a while, will know that not so much these days, but I used to be a bit of a shooter. In fact, in my youth, I shot nearly every day. So, in fact, I was a lot of a shooter. To the point, in fact, that when I was a teenager and I was coming home from school, instead of staying in, polishing my shoes and doing my homework, I'd be out shooting. That's that bit. And that's that bit. Now I just need target, which has dropped out of my pocket and is back up there, bugger. Right, I marked the 100 metre point as well with a stick, because I'll do the 22-250. All I'm doing is testing the zero on the rifle to make sure that it is within tolerance. Now, 20 years ago, within tolerance with me would have been inside my thumbnail at 200 metres. That would have been within tolerance. Now, I'm older, and unless I'm quite relaxed, I mean, I couldn't walk back up to the house now and shoot that range, that accurate. I'm older. I'm not as fit, I'm a bit fatter, and you're surprised how fit you have to be to shoot accurate and shoot well and consistently. And I'm not that fit anymore. So that's my 100 metre spot. So I'm going to leave you there, pick up my targets, get rid of that stone while I'm at it, because we don't want you out there. You can go in the hedge. Pick up my targets, which are literally a thumb size dot on a piece of A4 paper. Now I don't have, you can get proper little camera mounts for telescopic sights, so you can see what I can see through the scope, and I have thought about it a few times, but I don't really do that much. So maybe one day, but yeah, that's my target at 200 metres, which is actually half the size of my thumbnail. So if I can get within a fist of that at 200 metres at my age, that's okay, considering I don't do anywhere near as much as I used to. In fact, the firearms officer says, if you don't shoot more, Ian, I'm going to take your FAC off of you. I go, all right, Steve, I'll shoot more. So I do this at least 3 times a year. So even if I don't get the rifle out for anything else, I will do this. I might only put 3 or 4 rounds down range. That's partially because I'm tight and they're expensive. Not so much with the 1.7. So I might do a few more with that. But yeah, so I'll introduce you to my Remington 700, which is a stainless steel, fluted barreled, sound moderated, with a composite black stock. So it's really nice rifle, really nice rifle, but it's bloody heavy. You wouldn't want to carry it all day, that's for sure. Right, we're going to pin that on there along with a couple of friends, and then we'll get rifle out, we'll shut the dogs in because I don't like it, and then we'll put some holes in that board, I hope. Okay, that's that. So target number 1, give me plenty of space around to see a group in there. If I can get a tight one on there straight away, we might just double take with a second group down here, maybe. And my 1.7 target, that's, well, I shouldn't hit that with the 22-250. If I do, then my scope has lost 0, or I've lost all ability. Because if I'm aiming for the middle one and hit that one up there, and the scope's right, then I should hand my FAC back anyway. Right, you can come out, and so can you. So, looking at the chimney on the house, there is no wind, which is good. If I'm zeroing, I don't want any wind. It is cold, so I reckon it's about 6-7 degrees. The last time I zeroed this scope was last summer, when it was in the mid to high 20s. That change in temperature can have an effect on a scope, so it is worth changing, checking your zero at different times of year. Now, it is the scope was probably as much as the rifle. It's a Leopold scope. So yeah, it's a good scope. I mean, the whole kit, the rifle, the scope, the moderator and everything else, if you were to go and buy that now, I can't say for sure, but I've got it insured for £2,500 just in case. To a lot of people, that's not a lot of money. It is to me. So why do I have one? Well, one, I don't know, I just like having it, even though I don't use it that much. Two, if we do get a problem with Mr. Fox, I have the means of controlling Mr. Fox humanely. I could do it with the 1.7 HMR, and there are those that will shoot foxes with a 1.7 HMR. Personally, I think that's a bit unfair. Even with a ballistic tip, it's only a 17 grain bullet. That is smaller weight round than my FAC air rifle, which I may also introduce you to, not in this video, that will be a different video. Yeah. So before I get rifle out, I'm going to get the quad bike out, because if I'm walking up and, well, if I walk down to that target and then back up, even now my pulse is up, my breathing's up, age doesn't come alone, and at that range, on that target, which is what, a little bit bigger than my little fingernail at 200 meters, I can feel my heartbeat, and I can see my heartbeat in the reticule while I'm actually nesting the rifle into my shoulder, because you actually see the reticule bouncing, and that can be bouncing 3 or 4 inches. That ain't no good. So yeah, we'll get the quad out, and then I will be going up and down to the target on the quad bike. That way my pulse, my breathing, everything stays the same. Nothing changes. I guess I'm not taking a quad bike then. This might take a bit longer. Right, put you on charge. Go and get the charger. Okay, you on there. You on there. You up there. And that is charging. Right, shut the dogs in. They do not like loud bangs. Mrs. P is her usual rude self. So, and we're just going to check the temperature, which is cold. Oh, 3 degrees. 3 degrees. It is cold. So like I say, when I did this last time, it would have been in the high 20s. So, okay, so I've decanted the rifle from the cabinet. I've decanted the bolt from the second safe, and I decanted the ammunition from the third. So I keep my, if you were to try and break into my house and steal a rifle, and you want to use it, you'd have to break into three separate safes. So I keep the rifle, the bolt and the ammunition all in separate, individually lockable gun safes. So yeah, it's one of those things that if we get a fox down here, you have to hope he stays around, or I have to wait for him, because if I went to the safe to get it, it's like a 10-minute job to get, yeah, you get it. Right then, so we have rifle, ammunition, Remington today, bolt. You're not going to see it, because I can't get the angle of the dangle. Or maybe you will. Yeah, you're not going to get the angle of the dangle, are you? You can't see what I can see. But the first thing I'm going to do before I do anything, before I put the bolt in, before I load anything, is can I see my little black dot? I can. It is very little, but I can see it. Okay, right then, Mr. Bolt goes in there. Ammunition, I'm only going to load one at a time, because these are 50 grain AccuTip V boat tail Remington Premier rounds. Okay, fast. It will get from here to there quicker than you can go, before you can even say a sound. It's there, it's fast. So probably something like 3,600 feet per second. I'm not actually sure about the speed on that one, does it say? Fast. Okay, we will check our horizons, because we've got two public footpaths down there, and there is no one there, and there is no one there. In fact, there's no one anywhere. Shall we? Rifle is hot. Even now, with my heartbeat, I'm waving around that dot about 3 inches both sides. So, and I've done nothing. I've not walked down there or anything, I've done nothing, so too fat, that's what it is. Okay, that was high and right. So, and that's okay if the next one goes in the same place, because that means scope's out. But if it doesn't, that means it's me. Okay, that was also slightly high, but only about an inch off my thumbnail. That's good enough at that range. Now, 20 years ago, that wouldn't have been good enough, so we'll call it just getting my eye in, yeah? So first round would have been cold barrel, second round would have been less cold barrel, this is even less cold barrel. That was an inch high. Okay, so that was, I mean, I've only paced this range out at 200 meters. I could put my laser on it. I'm pretty sure the laser is going to say 200 meters as well. So yeah, we'll have a wander down and we'll go through where I put my shots, and maybe, I mean, I am reasonably satisfied with that. Any one of those three, the first one wouldn't have been a brilliant placement, but the second two, either of those two would be instantaneous for any fox. That's close enough for sticking it is nearly in his ear hole. So, right, that's three. That's probably £3 odd. Let's just take you out of there, because without you, I'm not carrying the whole rifle down there. But I'll take that with me. And I'll take them with me. And I'll put that out of sight somewhere. Right, we'll have a little wander down to see how we got on, if I don't run out of battery first. That's my 100-metre marker. So 100 metres from the deck, table, veranda, whatever you want to call it. Another 100 metres to go. Oh, right then. So that's my wild number 1, that's number 2, and that's number 3. So we are, I mean, the scope was set to 200 metres, but looking at this, we're probably another 50 metres before it actually gets into there. I don't mind that, because normally if I take Mr. Fox out here, and it's usually this piece of ground where I take a fox, it's kind of out in the middle here. I won't take one right down the bottom of the fence, especially at night, because it's too far away. So this is kind of the range, and if I'm aiming centre mass of his chest, or I mean even head there, it's yeah, that's like lights out. So yeah, those two I can settle for. They're like at 200 metres. Yeah, I'd like to be all three in that black spot, but at my age and my fitness, I know I go on about that, but it does make a big difference. Yeah, that'll do. Let me bloody stake in too hard, I can't get it out, and there's a knot there, and if I go too mad with it, he's going to snap off right on that blinking knot. You have to try and wriggle it out of there. Come on, out you come. No. Come on, please. Don't snap off. He was only in, what's that, 30 inches? Okay, round 2, the 1.7. So this, 100 metres. So we'll take you off there and put you over that one. Okay, I know I put 150 metres on there. That is what the scope on the 1.7 is set to, but I paced it to 100. That's what we'll do. All that means is my shot might be inch high. I can live with that. Okay, rifle number 2. Right, this is my little Browning T-Bolt 1.7 HMR. So this is rabbits, corvids, smaller prey. People do take out foxes with these, and I'm kind of up to 100 metres where my target is down there. It's doable. If you can put the shot in the right place, it'll do the job. But if you look at the difference in the size of the round, if I can get you out of there. If you look at that in comparison to that. You can kind of see that this is more the business. This is a little rim fire, center fire. So similar horses, but definitely from different stables. So this is an absolutely cracking little rifle. Again, it's a composite stock. I did that on purpose that if ever I have to climb through a hedge or something, obviously you take the bolt out and all your safety bits and bobs. It doesn't get scratched or really damaged, and it's light. And the other thing is with the composite stock, in the back here, you can put a spare magazine. Now that magazine's empty. Hang on, get in there. If I put you upside down. No, that's right. There you go. Spare magazine, so 10 in there, basically 20 rounds. I mean, are you gonna really want more than that? If you shot 20 rabbits, that's kind of enough. Or is it? Glasses, where we've got glasses? Well, the thing is, this is a BSA scope on this rifle, and it's called the Sweet 17. There you go. Can you see that on there? Sweet 17. That's the name of this scope. This scope is actually made for this round. So basically, once you've got, the idea is, once you've got the scope zeroed in, you can decide between the 17 grain round or the 17 grain round or the 20 grain round. So these are 17s, so the lighter round. So basically in the top of there, I don't know if you can see that, is range. So like I said, this thing was set for like 150, but if I put him down to 100, that should be, according to the scope, and if I set that focus to 100 as well, that should be ball spot on for that target. And we've got a little bit of eye relief adjustment here as well, for your, for your spectacles. So, but that's the other thing I need these for, is to read that, because without glasses, I can't actually read that in there. So, no. All right, so same as the 22-250, the bolt is kept in a separate cabinet. So we are currently empty, there is nothing in there. So, and this is a straight pull bolt. So unlike my 22-250, which is up and back, this is straight back, straight forward. And it locks on both sides of the bolt. Cracking little design, lovely. This thing is so light. And my best rabbit with this, without really trying, was, I think it was 240 meters. And that was one of those things, it was a big bunny. I wouldn't normally shoot that far with something this small, but it was a still day in the summer, it was warm and easy. You coming out for logs? She's coming out for logs. Hey? You're not there? You're a figment of my imagination? Okay. Right, now she's filled the log basket. We'll put you back in there. So to load the magazine on this is quite simple. You can just turn it by hand here and literally press the last round down a little bit, twist them over one go, push the new round in, that's it. Little figure of 8 magazine. All right, checking my horizon, checking the paths, checking everything. There is no one or no thing, don't count worms, in that field. We're good to go. Safety's on. Lock loaded. Right, finger off the trigger. Yeah, I can see what I'm doing. Right, okay. That was quite a long way to the right. Can't imagine that being me, not that far. Okay, let's try that again. That was inch to the right. Still right. Trigger feels a bit stiff. Maybe I'm just pulling a bit, so I got to pull backwards rather than sideways. Let's try a bit more backwards. So still to the right a bit. But we're going to have to go have a look, because that seems to me to be down and to the right. So, and the group seems okay. So we will have to go and have a look. So if that's the case, then this sight is off and we will have to adjust. You with us? Won't leave that there, and we'll take that with us. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking for 5 holes. Yeah, I don't mind shooting them quite so much. I'm allowed to store more of those, and they're nowhere near as expensive. So, and the other reason for bringing the target a bit nearer is I can see the holes kind of through the scope. 150 meters, I kind of struggle to see the holes. They're so small. Okay, let's say I think we might have a bit of adjustment to do this time, so be it. Oh yeah, last time I did this, I had somebody go, "Oh, it's not a safe backstop, you can't shoot down there." Just so you know, the firearms officers have cleared this ground up to 243, no problem, and the shooting area and what we've done, so we are all cleared and passed by the firearms officer from Gloucester, just in case anybody wondered. Yeah, they're scattered about a bit, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the trigger does feel a bit stiff. So, and I know the trigger on the 22-250 is a worked trigger. It was done by a gunsmith. So where this is a stock trigger, but that is pretty bloody awful for 100 meters. Terrible. Okay, we'll make some minor adjustments. We seem to be low and to the right. So we need to come up and to the left. So with a sight that far off, bearing in mind that my quarry is usually small quarry, corvids, rabbits, that type of thing. I mean, the gun hasn't been at the cabinet since last summer. No reason why it's been knocked or altered. Might just be because it's cold. Maybe. But yeah, we'll make some adjustments and then we'll come back and try that again. At that range, I should be doing better than that. This is one of those times when you could do with a gunsmith's gun mount, which is basically a large weighted mount that you basically put the gun in, and then you can use it to adjust your sights. You can use it for, well, any number of things. So right, I need an Allen key for that and an Allen key for that. Where do they put the Allen key? Right, that is on 0, but we want to come left a bit. So let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, and we also want to come up a bit. So up is 4. I can't find the Allen key for setting these. Basically what you do is I set the range, get it spot on where I want, then you undo these little guys. These caps pull out, then you can come round, set them back to 0 again, and yeah, away you go. But I can't do that because I can't find it. So it's in there, but I'm also in a bit of a rush because I've been told that the family are coming down with their dogs and my grandchildren, and I don't really want guns out and about with my grandkids about, so you kind of understand that. So this bit now is going to get a bit rushed. Basically what I'm going to try and do is set myself up so that I am balls spot on the site, and then I know that next time when I find the Allen key, all I got to do is actually just confirm the settings on there. Got it? Right, good. So that's what we're shooting, just so you know. And I think I've only got one round left in there, so we need to have a little bit of a load. One, 2, 3, 4. That'll do for a minute. Ooh. Not had that before. Right, the round is out of the breech. Why did you not go off? Right, we're cocked again. Make sure we're down in the ground. How strange. Like I say, I've never had that before. Let's try that again. Is that why the trigger was stiff? Okay, that's my marker. So I did that, I actually set the scope back to 0 again. So now we're going to go left 5. 5. Let's see what it was. Actually, we're going to come up a bit as well. So up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was better. Back down 1 and left 1. Okay, I have to stop. I just spotted a walker. And he's not on the footpath. It's only lucky I spotted him. He was actually walking right next to the hedge down there. I mean, he's 250 metres away, but he's in, yeah. If you were on the footpath, mate, I could see you. What are you doing? He's way down the bottom field down there. Cheeky buggers out there with a dog, catching rabbits. Right, we'll be going to have a word, I think. Apparently he used to come out here rabbiting when my dad was here 30 years ago. Thought the permission still stood. I told him to leave. Cheeky bugger. So, not only did he apparently used to come rabbiting out here when my dad was here, I said, Father left here in 1995, 94, 95. Ah, yeah, well, yeah, but you're his son. That doesn't mean that his permission Goes on to me, oh yeah, and I also do it for your neighbour over there. I said, that also doesn't give you permission to come out here. So you have to leave. I said, you're trespassing. You have to go. So nothing unpleasant, no shouting or hollering or threats or anything like that. It's just a case of, you have to go. Cheeky bugger. So anyway, hopefully that's told and now he knows. So now I don't have time to finish off. Oh, I don't remember calling you. I don't have time to finish off Zero in the scope because my grandkids will be here in 20 minutes. I just want to make sure he's gone. I'm just waiting here till he's out. I said to him, I said, I'm up there zeroing a rifle. I mean, or my target's right up there. But he was in that hedge over there. On the foot, I can see the entire length of the footpath. If he was on the footpath, I could see him. And it was only perchance I saw his head bob up in the hedge. I said, you could have been shot. I couldn't see you. You were not on the path. Well, yeah, no, nothing. I said, if you're 22-250 at that range, that would take your head off. Right. He's out. And that's where he's going to stay. The gall of the man. Okay, right, I'm going to put these guns away before my gun went flat on my ass then for my grandkids' gear. Oh, you thought I needed some company, did you? You missed the squirrel, he went that way. Right, I've just called the neighbour, Mr. Finley, who farms my aunt's land next door. And yes, nobody he knows either, so he's now going to come down and chuck the bloke off of his land. So, as far as I'm concerned, nothing more than a poacher. If you go catching rabbits or whatever, yeah, no, it's only rabbits, there's vermin, but you go onto someone else's property with dogs and ferrets, stuff like that, without permission, well, a couple of 100 years ago, they'd have probably hung you for it. I've got 10 minutes. Maybe I can get this zeroed in 10 minutes. Rounds, bolt, where's the bolt? Oh, there's the bolt. Bolt hidden in that. And that bit, we need that bit. So I've had a quick look at the action on this rifle. Because there is a bit of stiffness. There is no sign of any rust or anything on there or in there. Now whether that's because I've come out of a warm place into a cold one and it's just metals expanding, contracting and stuff at different rates, maybe. Right, where did I get to with adjusting? Did I do the final adjustment before I spotted him? I did, didn't I? So that should mean that this should be on target. Okay, so my heart rate's up a bit because I've just, actually I ran down there and then I did walk back up, but yeah. It's not terrible. Maybe I'm not as fit and fat as I thought. Or fat and unfit. Maybe not as fat as unfit. So we're going to go for the right hand spot this time. My heart is definitely up a bit, so I am bouncing around a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim, I'm going to do this one here, and then I'm going to aim for the drawing pin. Okay, so that was, I took my time with that shot, and that was almost spot on. So we're going to go one more click that way. Magazine's empty. So if I've got this right now, I should be able to hit the drawing pin out of there. Should. And what I've got to do is make sure I don't touch those settings until I get an Allen key and actually confirm them. Basically, I don't move the reticule at all, but I move the turrets so they're showing the right numbers, which is basically 0 and 0, so, or 100 and 0. Okay, drawing pin, top right hand corner. We'll put 2 in there, just because we're having fun. I might have pulled that one. All right. That out. Oh. That out. Just going to have a wander down there. So we started awful. That was our first group. And then we came down here and we were looking at this fella here. So we started off there, made my first adjustment, which brought it to there. And then I came over here, first shot, which I thought I adjusted again, I think was a wild card. I think I pulled that. That was my third from last shot. Not sure where that one come from. Anyway, my last shot was that, the draw-in pin. I'm kind of happy with that. That's good enough. So yeah, scope's back in. Scope's back in. All I got to now is find the Allen key and actually reset the thing back to 0 on the turrets. Okay. That's that. Even better, did I do it without hitting the tree stake? Or was that a hole in there? No. Yeah. Oh, I've had one scratched in the side. That's it. I'll still use the tree stake. Okay. We'll leave you there, because maybe tomorrow afternoon, if I've got nothing better to do, maybe I get my air rifles out and I'll do the scopes on those as well. So that's I'll actually show you my first ever one, which is an old BSA air sporter. No longer has any sights on it, so I won't be shooting that because I can only point in the general direction. But yeah, from that to the newest, the one air rifle, the one rifle I wish I had as a kid. Thought I would have given my eye teeth for as a kid, 15, 20-year-old. I would have loved it. Sadly for me, well, one, it wasn't around, and two, if I'd had it, it would have been very illegal.